So just a quick video to show you my powders and my concealers collection. So I keep all of my concealers in this little like bucket. I got this bucket from Hobbycraft. It was only £1, and I actually used these in my wedding. I filled them with decorative stones, and then I tied the ribbons to the helium filled balloons, and I used it as table decoration. Simple, easy and pretty. So especially when my theme was like afternoon tea, kind of garden party theme, so yeah, really fit in with that. So I will start off with my concealers. The first one I want to show you is this little palette here from Collection, and it is their Correct and Conceal palette, and I really bought it for the green. I do suffer with redness on my cheeks, so in this palette you get a pathetic little brush which is no use to anybody. You get a mini Collection primed and ready concealer, which is really nice, and then you get these three there's 2 creams and 1 powder. So you have the show you this way, it's easier. You have the green cream here for redness, you have the lilac cream here for dullness, and then you have this sort of like, it is a powder and there is some sort of colour to it. Oh, my other swatches. But you can see it's kind of, there is some colour to it, but it's not like, not much, if you know what I mean. And that's the setting powder for like your under eyes when you've concealed. So I absolutely love this palette. The purple I very rarely use. I don't really have dullness in my skin, I'm quite lucky, but the green I have used quite often for the redness in my skin, so that's really why I bought that. And then I have here, this is a concealer that I've depotted, and this is the Rimmel Wake Me Up concealer. Let me see, this is my empties bag. Right, here it is. I'll be shooting that video soon, my empties. So this is what it looks like to buy, and it is the Rimmel Wake Me Up Anti-Fatigue Effect and Radiant Glow Concealer, and this is in the shade Ivory, but I was struggling to get any more out of the tube. I've actually removed the stopper in this one to try and get more out, but I was really struggling, and I like quick and ease when I'm putting on my makeup, so I depotted it and actually found I got quite a lot out of it. I mean, this little tub is half full and it's about the size of my hand. Well, that's size compared to my hand, and there's still quite a lot left in here. So you know, I always say to people, try and depot as much as you can, and you will find that actually you've got more left than you think you do. So I've got that. Then I have, of course, like everybody who wears makeup, I've got the Collection Lasting Perfection concealer in the shade Fair. There it is, number 1. I do like this concealer, but I'm not sure if it's my, I think the Rimmel Wake Me Up is actually my favourite. That's my go-to one. I'm not sure I love this as much as everybody else seems to. It's not really my favourite, but it's a good colour match and it works well, so no qualms there. Then here I have the Maybelline Instant Anti-Age Eye Eraser in the shade Light. This does come off a little yellow on my skin, but I absolutely love this applicator. It's so lovely, and I love the fact that as you're using it, this stopper comes down, so you are going to end up using every last bit. And as somebody who likes to get my money's worth and this is my most expensive concealer that I've bought so far. That's really something I like about that. Again, as I say, it's a little bit yellow on me, so it's not my go-to concealer. This is the Maybelline Fit Me concealer in the shade 10. I bought this thinking this was going to be like the lightest one, but it's not, and it's actually really dark on me. And although it looks like I've used quite a bit because it's all settled down to here, I've actually only ever used this maybe once or twice, so it shouldn't have settled down so far. It's literally because it has just settled in the tube. This is way too dark for me, so I'll have to wait till I go away on holiday, get a bit of a suntan, and then I might be able to use this. Then I have the Barry M Flawless Light Reflecting Concealer. This one is really light, and it's almost like a highlighting concealer, but I don't like this little brush. It's like a little like a paintbrush kind of thing, but it's very thin, so it takes me ages to put it on. So I generally will use this as a topper on top of another concealer. This won't conceal. This will not hide your bags under your eyes. This is like a topper to a concealer, just to add that bit of lightness and yeah, light reflecting concealer. So you just put it on the top and it will give you that lighter, brighter look under your eyes. So I have that. And then I have two that I don't use at all, if you know, very often or at all. I have the Lord & Berry Conceal It Crayon in the colour beige. I got this out of Birchbox back in December. It's 6, 7, 8 months later, and it's still as big as it was the day I received it, because I don't use this. It's chalky, it's a crayon, and it doesn't conceal at all. Maybe a spot concealer maybe, but I'm quite lucky and I don't get very many spots at all. If I do, I might get a couple on my neck more than anything. But when I get them, I actually use this. This is the Makeup Revolution, the One concealer, and this is in the shade medium. And this one's kind of weird because it's got the concealer in the middle and then this balm around the outside of it. So as you conceal, and I'm showing it on my neck because that's where I generally use this, as you conceal, it kind of adds an extra balm to the spot area as well. So yeah, it kind of helps the spot as well. So I use that for my spot concealing. I don't generally turn to the crayon, so that's kind of null and void. I don't use it at all. So if I was to do my favourites and my least favourite, my favourite has got to be the Rimmel Wake Me Up Concealer, which I've depotted into here. And my least favourite is probably the Maybelline Fit Me, but only because I've got the wrong shade. Yeah, other than that, it's the Lord & Berry Crayon is my least favourite. Okay, so moving quickly on to powders. The first one I have is the Collection Pressed Powder in Candlelight. I've actually repressed this because it was all the way around the edge. I've got a video of products I've hit pan on, so if you want to see what this used to look like, go and watch that video if I've put it up. If not, keep an eye out for it. But I repressed this, so brought it all into the middle, and hopefully be using all of that up very soon. The next one I have is the Miss Beauty. This is in Sweet Touch shade. I actually really like this. It's really pretty. Yeah, it sets my foundation really nicely. The next one I have is the Rimmel Stay Matte. All the writing was coming off on the front of the packaging, and I hated it. It's coming off on my collection one. Don't know if you can see right here in this corner here, it's starting to rub off, and I hate that on packaging. I really do. Yeah, I've got this one. I've used it enough to take off the embossed pattern on the top, but I know a lot of people love the Rimmel Stay Matte, but I'm not 100% keen on it. I think this is the transparent one, and I think I like my setting powders to have a little bit of colour in them, to add a little bit of extra sort of coverage, which I think is why I like the collection ones so much, because that is in Candlelight and adds a little bit of colour to my skin, and I quite like that. But the Rimmel Stay Matte is in transparent, so it doesn't add any colour on. Most people, that would be fine. For me, it's not really my preferred choice. So if I do repurchase this, I'll probably go for one with a slight shade on it. But it sets my foundation fine, no problem. Okay, the next one I've got isn't actually a setting powder. This is Essence Oz the Great and Powerful Highlighter Powder. Now, I bought this off eBay and I've hit pan on it. There was embossed into it loads of like words and things like that from the film Oz the Great and Powerful, and it's supposed to be a highlighter powder, but there it is. And if I swatch it, to me it doesn't have much of a shimmer to it or anything like that. So what I actually do is I will put on this Nivea primer. It's a moisturiser and primer, so I will put that all over my face, and then I will sweep this all over on days that I don't want to wear foundation. This has just enough colour. It's in, oh, there's no shade. This will give me just enough colour on my face just to even out the red patches or anything like that. Sometimes I will use my Colouring Correct palette from Collection to take out that redness first. But this just puts all over my face, and I have a day with no foundation on, but my skin's still feeling quite even and toned. Yes, darling? Dinner's ready. Okay, better be quick. Alright then, thank you, darling.
You did the rest and I've done the rest.
Yep, I'll be down in a minute. Just 2 more items. Thank you. So better be quick. Okay, so this is the Bella Pierre setting powder, banana powder. I did try this. It has like a sifter. I did try this, but it's a little bit too yellow toned for me, and I'm not used to baking, so maybe it was my technique that just let it sit too long and it left an orange, like an orangey yellow tint to my skin. I wasn't 100% happy with it, but I'm going to keep giving it a go because I've not used loose setting powders before, so it's a new technique that I'm having to get used to. But I was quite grateful to give it a try. Came in my glossy box, so. And then this is the Manicadar HD Perfecting Powder, and this little pot I got in Birchbox, and it's like a really white shade. I mean, this is like really white, like that. And I actually use this for setting under my eyes. This will brighten up under my eyes, and yeah, I absolutely love this. It's tiny, and I know a lot of people were like screaming and shouting at Birchbox for such another tiny full-size product, but Manicadar's products are a lot smaller than most other products, and a lot of people were saying, how is this a setting powder? I can't get my brush in there, my face brush, and you're right, you can't, but it is a brilliant under eye setting powder, and that's what I use it for. So that is it. That is all of my face powders. I think my least favourite is the Bella Pierre, but only because I've not really used a banana powder before, so I'm still getting used to the technique of using it and baking and things like that. But my favourite, and the one I'm definitely going to repurchase, is the Collection Pressed powder in Candlelight. The shade is perfect for me. I absolutely love it. I'm blinding you with it. But yeah, I absolutely love this, and as soon as this one is gone, I will be buying another one. Well, when I'm over my no buy anyway. So yeah, that is all of my powders and all of my concealers. I hope you enjoyed the video. I better get going because tea is ready, and I will see you soon. Alright then, please like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Bye.